Hello everyone, and welcome to the RV Inspection and Care channel. I'm Dwayne and I'm a certified RV inspector. And today we're going to be talking about RV water softeners and why you might need one. First of all, let's get into the subject of what a water softener actually does. It seems like an odd name. How do you soften water? Well, here's our water softener that we use, and the way it works is that the water from the faucet goes in one side of the water softener, and then in the body of the softener there's rosin particles that attract the hard water minerals out of the water. In other words, they grab it away from the water. Then the water flows right on up and out the other side of the softener and into your RV. Now, without a water softener, there's hard minerals in the water like calcium, like magnesium, iron, and so on. And these just keep building up in your water system. You know, in your RV pipes, in your faucets, in your appliances. And it just goes on for quite some time until it creates problems. Now, some of the things that can come out of hard water is, number one, bad taste. That's certainly something you can tell from hard water. Odors, also rust stains. If there's iron in the water, you'll start to notice rust stains in your sinks and other appliances and so on. Dry skin, believe it or not, can you can actually have dry skin from hard water. And all of this building up in your appliances and your faucets is not good. It will shorten the life of your appliances, and you just keep having problems over and over with them. So it's something that really does need attention. It's not an imaginary problem. All sorts of things that are not good come out of hard water. And 85% of homes in the U.S. are dealing with hard water. So again, it's not a problem that's just, you know, every now and then or a few places here and there. It's very prevalent. So what I recommend is to find out if it's something you could use. What you could do is get a test kit for water, and then when you take your RV out, test the water, see what it's like. I think you'll be surprised because usually you're going to find that you're dealing with some hard water issues in many places. You know, campground water to begin with has all sorts of issues. It can be very suspect. We found that for sure, you know, during our travels around the country. You just never know what you're going to get for water when you are in a campground. And that's why a lot of people have water filters. And water filters are very, very good. They get rid of the larger particulates in the water and things like that. But they do not soften the water. And that's the last step, is to remove those hard water minerals that can cause so much problems. So once you have a water softener, you'll notice a real difference in your water quality. It's hard to explain, but just the feel of the water is different. You'll notice that your soaps and your cleansers, they suds up more, they work better, like your shampoos and so on. It will work so much better. Shower nozzles don't get clogged anymore. You know, those little nozzles in your shower. Also, your appliances will be cleaner inside, and they will function better and last a lot longer. So there's a lot of good things by having soft water. Now, here once again is our water softener, and let me describe how we use it here in our RV. First of all, I made a video a while back about the water filtration that we use in our RV, and here is that video, and you can go watch that if you like, because what I explain in there is I actually use two different methods of filtration for water that we use for, you know, just in the sinks and shower and things like that. The first filtration is a blue water filter that almost everybody recognizes, and here it is right here. And this is a very common type of RV water filter. We actually like these as the first stage of water filtration. And then the second water filter I have is here in our water bay in the RV, and it's like a house water filter, and it's much better. It's a higher quality than just the blue one. So between the blue filter and the house filter, we get really good filtration for our water. So what I like to do is put the water softener in between these two filters. So it gets a little filtration first out of the blue filter, goes into the water softener, and then into the house filter before it goes inside the RV. So we find that that works very well for us. Now, you can do it any way you want. You can set up the water softener in any fashion, really. As long as it's before it goes into the RV, it'll work. But we find that this arrangement actually makes the water softener last longer before you have to do a little maintenance to it. Now, having said that, let's talk about that maintenance right now, because there is a little bit of maintenance that goes with these water softeners. The good news is it's not a lot, and it's so cheap and easy to do. It's amazing. Let's go ahead and talk about that now. The beads, those rosin beads that are inside the water softener, we talked about how that they attract all these hard minerals. Well, there comes a point that they get kind of saturated. They've grabbed all these minerals onto it. Well, the minerals keep building up and building up, and finally there comes a point that there's just not enough rosin to keep grabbing these minerals out of the water. So you have to have a way to get those minerals loosened off of the rosin and then get them out of the water softener. Now, the way to do that is that you use regular old table salt to do that. Now, let's show you how it's done right here. First of all, we're going to go ahead and take the top off of the water softener. This is the very top, not where the hoses connect, but the very top. The next step is that you take your box of regular table salt, and again, let me emphasize that there's nothing special about this salt. It's very cheap to buy, and you pour it into the water softener. Now, once you do that, then you can turn on the water faucet and allow the water to start going in and going through the water softener now with the salt in it. And but don't have it go too hard at first. You just want it moving through a nice little flow that's barely coming out the other side like this. And what's happening is that table salt is rinsing those hard water minerals off of the rosin beads, and then they're being taken right out of the water softener. Now, after you've rinsed at a very low setting for about 15 minutes, you can turn it on much higher to fast rinse for another 5 minutes, and then test the water. Take your test kit and test the water to see if it's soft, and then maybe take a little cup and drink it. See if you still have some salt taste in the water. If the salt taste is gone, and if the water is soft that's coming out the other side, you're all set. You have regenerated your water softener, and it really is that simple. So once it's regenerated, make sure that the top is back on really good, and go ahead and reattach that outlet hose to it, and it's right back in the system and ready for use for another few weeks or so. Now, let me say this. We love our water softener. Everything that uses water in our RV benefits from the water softener and just works better. We just love the feel, believe it or not, of the water that comes out of it as well. So I would say that overall it's been one of the best RV accessories overall that we have bought for use. And therefore we feel very confident that we can recommend water softening as an important part of RV life, and using it on a daily basis we feel will make a real difference for you, just like it has for us. Well, that's it for now. Have safe and happy travels, my friends. Until next time.